guys, welcome back to part 4. Let's get started on attack enemy defenses. We have 2 missions remaining, and I also will be explaining to you guys about the other summons, as well as how to turn into a fencer. Once you start the mission, go up to the commander and speak with him once again. He wants you to summon a giant and destroy the enemy forces. He also gives you the choice to have Giant explain to you, but that's why you have me. It starts just like the other 2 missions. We have to mine 10 crystals first to get crystals from the crystal miner. While this happens, I will explain to you guys a little bit about Giant. In order to summon a Giant to the field, you need a War Workshop. A War Workshop is another structure required to be built on the field, which costs 20 crystals. Only one can be built at a time, but if destroyed, it can be rebuilt. It is good to build a War Workshop near your base or near the enemies, depending on the map and depending on if you have territory control. Once you get 10 from the crystal miner and begin building your War Workshop by clicking Z and build, and choose the War Workshop icon. For this tutorial, just build it right next to the castle. Once again, you need to mine 10 crystals in order to get the rest of the crystals from the crystal miner. Get your remaining crystals from the crystal miner and head for your War Workshop. I'm going to show you a common mistake usually made in this tutorial and how to fix it. Oh no! I turned into a knight. This is not what I want to be. Don't worry, all you have to do is click Z and dismiss summon. Remine your 10 crystals and talk to the crystal miner once again to get 30 crystals. Now that you learned how to dismiss summon, I'll teach you its uses. It is good to use when your summon is close to death to avoid dying and running all the way back from your keep. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, when a knight dies, it's equivalent to a level 1 obelisk dying, so watch out. This time, make sure you target the War Workshop before you click Z, and make sure you summon Giant. The Giant is incredibly slow, but don't worry, it has a long range. A Giant has 2 types of attack. The first one is called Strong Cannon. It has a really long range used to deal damage to only enemy structures. Its second one is called Big Step, which doesn't do damage, but it pushes back anyone who's around you. And yes, as you notice, I'm jumping on my Giant. It's quicker to jump to your destination than to walk when you're on Giant. When the target structures are in range, it is better to aim for more than one structure when you're on Giant if it's possible. It will be in range once you see that your yellow circle turns red. Arrow towers are structures that deal damage to people on the opposing side. It is a constant arrow that shoots around every 5 seconds. It's useful for when you have a lot of enemies attacking as well. When you're on Giant, prioritize destroying obelisks first, then destroying arrow towers or other structures. Once you finish destroying enemy structures, mission complete. You are now rewarded with goodies again. Don't forget to retrieve them before you leave. Let's start the final and 4th mission, which is called the Flying Summon. This mission you will enjoy, and by far is the best of all the missions that we've done. Once you're inside, go up to the commander again and speak with him. He tells you that the enemy structures are too high and he needs a dragon to kill them. And of course, I'll explain dragon to you rather than have him explain it. This is the greatest part of the mission. We don't have to mine. Woot! Instead, we get lucky and kablam! We turn into a dragon. The dragon has the most HP in this game, but only one attack. Dragons can also fly, of course, and they can move as fast as knights on the ground and in the air. Some of you guys may be thinking, just one attack? But hey, their attack can damage players as well as structures. You can use the dragon's attack in the air or on the ground, but in order to recover power, you must be on the ground. In war, the maximum amount of dragons allowed is 3. And you also notice that the fireball skill has a really long range. Here I would like to note that dragons do not damage the castles, so don't stand there shooting your fireball at the castle, it will do nothing. I know I forgot to mention it earlier, but I was too hyped because I'm dragon. What you have to do here is basically destroy all the structures to win. In order to become a dragon in war, your side must be at a heavy loss in both HP and territory. You also need to have a dragon soul on your person. After that, you need to die and hope you change. The main purpose of a dragon is to destroy high-level obelisks on the enemy side, to lower their HP and their territory, and to allow your side time to recover its losses through other summons. It is helpful though to push back the enemy force if they are close to your castle to allow people a chance to recover. This is Dragon in a nutshell. Let's continue causing havoc. Mission complete, you guys are set. Pick up your goodies before you leave. Before we end this, I'm going to explain Wraith and Chimera to you guys with the help of my brother. Alright, in order to summon a Wraith, you need to build a Gates of Hades. This requires 20 crystals. Only one can be built ever during the war, and if destroyed, cannot be rebuilt. A Wraith also requires 50 crystals to be summoned. A Wraith's main purpose is to push back enemy forces. A Wraith moves faster than a giant, but slower than a knight. As I fast forward here, you will notice that Wraiths have 3 skills. The first skill is Guillotine Sword, which is a swiping frontal attack. The second skill is called the I Spy, which is a long range attack that slows and deals a decent amount of damage. Switching to my brother's screen, I will show you his third skill. The final attack is called Dark Mist, which is a mass blindness to anyone who's around the Wraith that's an enemy. It consumes 10 power every 3 seconds. Here's where I will show you guys about Chimera. The requirements for a Chimera is 40 crystals and an item called Chimera Blood, which is obtained through a quest in your home nation. Once you become a Chimera, you're subjected to a minus 23 HP poison every 5 seconds. The point of a Chimera is to get from your castle to your enemy's castle to the Chimera's 5th skill called Final Burst, which deals heavy damage to your enemy castle. But for defense, a Chimera also gets 4 other skills as well. The first skill is called Claw Impact, which does double damage as well as knock the enemy down. The second skill is Lightning Breath, which deals lightning damage to enemies within a AoE range. The third skill is called Fire Breath, which does a frontal fire damage with a burn effect. The fourth skill is called Blizzard Breath, which deals ice damage and roots the enemy. When you are kimming, it's best to avoid enemy players so that you don't get caught. As you notice here, someone asks me where I am, but I do not say anything. I don't say nothing because I don't want to risk the fact that we might have a spy within our ranks that might tell the enemy force where we are, since I got this far already. But then again, it's just me being paranoid. It's always good to communicate to your army where you are and stuff like that. As I approach the enemy keep, of course there's going to be some resistance, but no matter what, head for the keep. Once you're there, kablam! Game over. You take a bar of the enemy's HP and you win. And that, my friends, is a successful Kim. Going back, talk to Badland once again, and mission complete. You finish the yellow leather. Head back to the captain to complete your mission and obtain your rewards. Congratulations, you are now level 16, war ready, and you get a new piece of gear. Of course I didn't forget about you guys. Let's teach you how to do Fencer. Alright, in order to become a Fencer, you need 10 Harpy Downs, which is obtainable through farming Harpies. They have a fair drop rate and they can be found almost anywhere, so it's not that hard. You then take your 10 Harpy Downs, you go to your local alchemist blacksmith, trade them, and you will get a Harpy Feather. Go find your tutorial NPC and she'll be more than happy to bring you back to the garrison. Once you're back, go to Nut and tell her you have the Harpy Feather. She'll then tell you need to get a beginner's rapier. To do this, just walk right behind you and talk to any of the merchant NPCs, and they will say they need 3 rings in order to give you a rapier. Once you get it, talk to Nut once again, and do all this talking, blam, you're a Fencer. But you're level 1 once again. Congratulations, you are a Fencer. This has been Ray. It's been great talking to you guys and teaching you guys what I know. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer you. Just contact me. See you guys later. And I hope you enjoy Fez.